All right, brothers and sisters, welcome back to the channel. I'm glad that you was able to tune in today. All right, before I go any further, if you could go ahead and click that subscribe button, click the bell button for the notification, give this video a thumbs up so it can spread to more places on YouTube. Today, I wanted to speak with you in your hearing about why I decided to simplify my walk with the Most High. Now, as I've been able to look over my life and look at my situation, even as a child to being a young adult, I was able to see a pattern, and even to my now being in my 40s, I'm able to see the same pattern that I've been able to retain things that mean the most to me, and the things that were not as important, those things I've been able to let go. And I've been able to see that I have not used my mind as a garage full of facts. I just use my mind as a way to store the most important things that I need to know. Some people can look at that as a good thing. Some people can look at that as very efficient, but that's just how my brain has been wired as I've been growing up. All right, so I decided to do that also with my walk with the Most High. I've been teaching this word now since 2006 in the Christian arena, through music, preaching, and now doing it in the awakening movement for years. I've been traveling, speaking, and spoken to so many different people I can't count the number. And so I've talked on different type of topics. My last YouTube channel, it had close to, I think, 300 to 400 videos on that one. Before that video was taken, that channel was taken down, and then this one, we have a few hundred videos on this one as well. And I've dedicated a tremendous amount of this channel to talking about wisdom, and which is fine, because I've been in love with wisdom. I'm a student of wisdom. I'm going to love wisdom for the rest of my days. But I decided to simplify my walk with the Most High, and even with this channel, and in my journey altogether, because individuals, they go back and forth. If you've been in the awakening movement, individuals, they want to talk about Bible prophecy. They want to go argue back and forth about who Esau is, how many wives they can have. They want to act as if they speak the proper Hebrew. They have the correct tongue, the correct language. They was there with the individuals in the time of antiquity, in the time of Genesis, Bereshit. Some individuals act as if they are eyewitnesses. And I decided not to be like that. I decided that I'm not going to sit back and act as if I knew exactly what kind of language they were speaking, the exact dialect, the exact way they spoke it. I'm not going to act as if I was right there watching all these events happening, like some historians like to do. All right, they would hold up some historical books, and then they will tear down other books that even the Bible might reference. They would say, well, you shouldn't read that, but they will pump up another book, and they will argue back and forth about history. We the Israelites, we're not the Israelites, we the Indians. All these individuals, they going back and forth. We the natives to this land, and the arguments, they go on day after day, day after day. So what I decided was, I'm not going to partake in those arguments. I'm going to try not to. All right, I'm not going to say that I will never do it again for the rest of my life. But at this stage of my life, I am deciding to walk in wisdom. That wisdom for me is just to simplify things. We have an instruction manual in that book. It's called the Torah. It's called the instructions. I call it the instruction manual. It's the instruction manual that the Heavenly Father gave to the children of Israel, but he even gave it to individuals before the children of Israel. And that for those of you that are astute in the scriptures, that there are individuals that were keeping laws even before Moses came on the scene. All right, and some of those laws were adapted by the children of Israel. So he gave them an instruction manual. He gave them, ways on how to eat, ways on how to dress, certain type of clothes, the fabrics to put on their bodies, and the list goes on and on. So he gave them instruction manual to follow. And whether you are a person that believes you are Israelite, or a person that or is of another nationality or another belief system, these laws are righteous for everyone that applies them. All right, so that's a given. So I decided that I'm going to focus my life on, looking at these laws and keeping these laws and observing them and doing them. And also, because I fell in love with wisdom years ago, I know that the laws of thy mother Wisdom has laws as well that give us length of days, long life, peace, innumerable riches, long-lasting friendships, and so much more. So I decided that I'm going to keep the laws of wisdom. And so me simplifying my life, I've said it, I'm not going, I don't want to go back and forth about arguments, about historical accounts that I was not there 2,000 years ago or even hundreds of years ago. I don't want to argue back and forth with the historians. I do not want to argue back and forth with the individuals that teach the Hebrew, whether it's the Ivrit, whether it's the Arbaru, whether it's the Lashawan Kodesh, individuals that want to fight back and forth. I'm not in those arguments, all right? I don't want to go back and forth about who's teaching the right Hebrew, who's teaching the wrong. I want to simplify things and just focus on keeping these laws and commandments and walking in the Torah of wisdom, the instructions of wisdom, and to teach the salvation topics that are in the Bible. Now, yes, on this channel, I'm going to talk about a plethora of other things, and even moving forward. All right, I know in some of the videos in the past, some individuals may have looked at me as a Bible thumper, just quoting scriptures left and right. I want to have more practical conversations on this channel. I'm going to do videos about certain topics where I'm not going to include 1,000 scriptures. I just want to be able to share with you practical wisdom so that you can take with you on your journey. And that causes one to be more relatable to their audience and to the people. And for those that need the scriptures, of course, the Most High will allow me to give those to you. So I'm simplifying things in my life, in my business, in ministry, even in my business. All right, I like to simplify things. I don't want things to be all over everywhere, things being all chaotic, papers all over the table. I don't know where my financial statements are. I don't know if I'm selling cars. I don't know where my titles to my vehicles at. I need everything to be simple. A place right here, a place right here, and I can focus here, focus there, and I can be more efficient. And I want to be more efficient in ministry and not just be all over the place. So I'm telling you with this, I'm going to simplify things. I don't want to be the person that can tell you that I was there back when Abraham made the decision to do this, or Moses when he was back there. All right, some individuals, they go back and forth on if these Bible individuals, these patriarchs or these matriarchs or these characters, were they even real people? I cannot tell you that. I was not there in those times. But what I can tell you is that these laws and these commandments are real. You know why I want to tell you that they're real? Because the world, the governments, they wouldn't go to the extreme of trying to make you break them. If the scripture tells us that pork is an abomination, and these individuals are trying to put pork in your toothpaste, pork in your food, pork in your bread, pork in all this stuff, then that means that these laws must be right. It must be something right about these laws if they're trying to force us to break them. The Sabbath day and all these other laws, it must be right if they're trying to, make more money, make the most money on the Sabbath, make us break it over and over again through the historical documents. And when I look at the laws of wisdom are right. They are right laws. They are peaceable laws. And I've seen that if you implement the laws of wisdom, that you will get a favorable outcome. So when you look at the laws of thy father, the laws of thy mother, I decided I'm just going to simplify my walk. Because when I look back at individuals in the Bible, these were priests, these were prophets. If these people really did exist, these were priests, they were prophets, individuals who were keeping laws and commandments, and they were walking in wisdom. So I'm an individual in this generation that I am going to strive to keep the laws and walk in wisdom. I can study these individuals and I can gain wisdom from their life and from their experiences, but I don't have to use it as a tool to be trying to debate everyone, to try to downgrade someone else's knowledge or understanding. Let me just stay in my lane and keep my life simple and focus on walking in wisdom, keeping the laws of the Most High, and talking about and conversing about salvation topics. That's where I'm at right now. So that's just how my brain works. When it comes to using your brain as a garage full of facts, or just simplifying it and using it for the most important things, I decided that I'm going to focus on the most important things and the weightier matters of the scriptures, the weightier matters of the law. All right, judgment, mercy, all right, goodness, love, showing favor to individuals, feeding the poor, giving alms, doing these type of things instead of trying to argue back and forth with individuals about who has the correct doctrine, who's keeping the Sabbath day on the right day of the week. I'm not here to argue about that. I'm not here to argue about if you say shalom or shalom or shalom. I'm not here to argue. If I talk to a person that says it one way, then I may speak to them in their language. If I talk to another person another way, I'm going to speak to them in their language, if possible. Sometimes I might just keep it in my own vernacular in the way that I say things. But simplifying things, it reduces the stress, it reduces the commotions, it keeps you at a more peaceful state of mind. So I just want to encourage you as well that's out there today with all the rhetoric, with all the stuff going on, with all the commotions and all the fighting, to just keep things simple. Keep it simple sometimes. I know simple, the English word simple can also mean foolish, but you know what I mean when I mean keep it simple. Keep it straight to the point. You know, block out all the distractions and focus on the things that mean the most to you, and disregard and put those other things to the side that are not as important to your walk, to your salvation, to helping your brothers and sisters. So hopefully this video right here could be helpful. Please drop some comments in below so we can get engaged in this community. And I pray that the Most High continue to be with each and every single one of you. Until the next time we see each other again.